Apple surprise, it's so delicious. Who knows what motherfucking in it? Yeah.
Hello, folks. My name is MJ Kelley. Full name, Miles James Kelley. Well, today I'm here to teach you, that's right, you watching right now, how to make a delectable dish. It's called apple surprise. And you may be wondering to yourself, what is apple surprise? Where does it come from? I believe it comes from Sweden. I'm fairly certain Swedish people like eating it, and if not, then they should. And I'm going to teach you how to make apple surprise, and after this video, I would really appreciate those of you who have cameras and like to do your own YouTube videos to do a video of you guys making your own apple surprise and sharing it with your friends. You know, with eating it yourself, sharing it with your friends, whoever. But I wouldn't recommend try giving any to your dog or your cat. They might not like that. Might not be good for them. Okay, well, now what are the ingredients for apple surprise? You start with a yellow apple. Now I know this might look green, but when we were in there I saw that there actually were green apples. This is a yellow apple. So take this, okay, just first ingredients. And then you take Trix yogurt. Yes, it's still in print. It's this Trix yogurt right here, and to be honest, I will admit that when me and my good friend Sean C. Phillips, you know, coolduder,
me,
give him his own plugs, used to, like, we invented this back when in 1997. Apparently, these cups seemed a lot bigger back then. They must start making them smaller now, I guess. Well, you take Trix yogurt, and then you take Oreo cookies. I especially got these double stuffed, but the point is it's still the traditional ingredient. Crab chips. I guess it doesn't have to be as long as it's crab chips, but preferably these are the right ones to use. And any average pink lemonade. Alright, now, here you go. You got your 5 ingredients. First step. Take your apple. Of course, you have to have a knife and a spoon. Be very careful. The knife is sharp. Now, you'll need a knife and a spoon as your tools, and preferably a plate and a napkin, because you might make a bit of a mess. You do is you cut the top part off, right about here, around the top part. You know, you'll need enough room. All right, like this. Make it a solid, even cut. Be careful where your hands are. Make sure you grip the apple there. Don't put your fingers like this. It's very dangerous. It's a very bad idea. All right, cut the top part off. There you go. Okay, now the core's still in there, but you'll have to find a way to fish it out. Now, that's what the spoon is for. You start hollowing it out with the spoon. Ooh, some of it fell on the floor. You gotta be careful.
Keep the plate there.
You gotta be careful. Some of this is gonna fall everywhere. All right. Okay. Yeah, you start digging it out. Have any of you ever planted, you know, plants before in the ground or shrubs or things like that? It's kind of like that. You have to start by digging a hole. If you can do that, then you can do this. Make sure you don't break the wall off. This is actually not how it's supposed to look, but you know, part of the apple broke off, but there's still enough room on the inside. Okay, now I'm probably not going to go as deep. You should probably go really deep. Make sure you get all the apple seeds out, because you don't want to swallow the apple seeds, because the last thing you need is a tree growing in your stomach, and that, you know, that's no fun. I mean, an orange tree is one thing, but an apple tree, you know, that's going to leave a mark. Okay, now preferably it's a good thing you still have the knife, because you could probably sort of knife some of this out. It's not as safe, I can guarantee you, so you have to be very careful as you're doing it. You could probably use it to cut out the rest of that. Depends on however you want to do it. If you want to spend a lot more time spooning at it, you can. Okay. I hope you didn't poke a hole in the bottom. Okay, and keep in mind, I'm probably not going to be like as good as this as I once was. You know, I've been out of practice. I haven't done this for a while, but kept busy with quite a few other things instead, in the meantime. Okay, that just about does it. It's finished. I'm hollow. You have to make sure you really get out the part on the inside. See, it make it like a cup, like an apple cup. You have to make sure the head's off. Now, this part right here is a bit of a mess up. I mean, this part here is it's not exactly supposed to look like that, but it's just about right. The rest of it's supposed to be like about lined like this. All right, now, step 2. You take your Trix yogurt. Open it, because that's about vital to this, and just for a little bit of fun, there's a little bit of runoff on the bottom of the lid. It's good. Okay. Now you take your Trix yogurt and you start spooning it inside. There you go. That's right. Try to make sure none of it sinks out. Just about enough in the Trix yogurt cup. It's about the equivalent to the size of the apple. You can see it's sort of running off here because I screwed up and kind of cut a lower part there. It's going to leak out, but it's about the equivalent to an ice cream cone. You have to lick it probably. Okay, a little bit too much. I'll just there. Good yogurt. All right, now, step 3. Now, this could go either way. The order's not exactly, these are supposed to go like one and the same. You open your crab chips. Now, I have to warn you, these crab chips are a little spicy. Let me say a little spicy. It's a little slippery from the yogurt. All right, you get this open, and if you get any of these crab chip seasoning, the little stuff on it in your eye, you will need medical attention. I kid you not. It's not fair. It's not fun at all. So what you do is you take the crab chip bits and you break them up and you stick them in. That's what you just stick them in there. Leave a little space though. You need some room for the Oreos. That's the next step. It can either be crab chips first or Oreos first, whichever you prefer. It's all going in the same place. Okay, you stick crab chips in there. You gotta really stick them in. Okay, get more. Of course, obviously I'm screwed up. Cutting off the end of the apple like that. Alright, you take a few more chips. It's vital to have a few big pieces, like big chunks like that. You can just stick them in there. It's good. You could think you could just set them on top, but it's vital for them to get in. Like the last step, you'll know why. I think that's about enough crab chips. Okay. Now, the next step, the Oreos. Okay. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, what the heck are you going to end up doing with these? Well, it's basically initially the same thing you did with the crab chips. You break them up. Of course, with this, it's probably don't need as many because there's more to them. Of course, preferably I got the double stuff because I like that better, but it's as long as it's a standard Oreo flavor. This just has more icing to it. It's not really that important. Let's start with one Oreo. Break that up. Break that in half like this. A few little pieces like that, and then break them up a little more and stick them inside. One piece, another piece. Like I said, it's really vital that you make sure you cut this thing evenly. You can see why, because this is running off the end.
Looking good.
Thank you. Some good yogurt. All right, and one more piece should just about do it. Stay in there, stay in there. Now remember, it's vital because my finger's not always going to be there to hold it in there for you. Okay, now, last step is your pink lemonade. Okay. I really hoped if I had a napkin or, just open it anyway. Now, take your, doesn't do me any good if it's on the floor. Anyway, take your pink lemonade, no, not too much, you can save this lemonade for later, is you gently pour some on the top. You just let it go on for a while. Okay, and there you go. Now see, it's falling off here because I screwed up, and this screw up really shows you have to cut the apple evenly across the top. Especially when you're hollowing it out, you have to make sure you do it thoroughly. And I'm sorry, I probably rushed into this a bit, but you have to have steady hands. Now, okay, now that's basically it. That's Apple Surprise. You just, after you're finished with that, you let it sink in a bit. You get it all over the Oreo, the chips, and the yogurt. And if it drips off a bit, that's okay. You need a napkin. It was on the floor, but oh well. You need a napkin, so you can get the side off, and this is Apple Surprise. Now, let's enjoy. Okay. Wow. I haven't had that in a long time. Wow.
Apple Surprise, it's so delicious. Who knows what the fuck's in it? Apple Surprise, it's so delicious. Who knows what the fuck's in it? Make it at home, make videos as a response of yourself making Apple Surprise. Please, and enjoy. And feel free to make your own versions of Apple Surprise and customize and share Apple Surprise with the world.
So addicting.